What's up, YouTube? So, I wanted to drop a little video about basically why I don't really take YouTube seriously and I don't really drop content like that, right? Now, if you know me, if you've been around in my heyday, about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I've had this channel since 2008, right? You would know that, I really got a lot of my views. I got a lot of my views based off of the parodies I started making on Kwame Brown, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day when him and Tommy Sotomayor were beefing, you know what I'm saying? It was fun. It was fun back in the day, right? But, one of the motherfuckers who put me on and inspired me to drop parodies, was Monty Woodgrain, right? You know what I'm saying? So, he had a way bigger channel than I do. He had like 30,000 subs, right? You know what I'm saying? So he helped put a nigga on, and I got to show love for that, But my point of bringing that up is he just got flat the fuck down, right? Now, if you, like I said, if you're aware of my history on YouTube, another one of my buddies on YouTube that I fuck with, Khalil Amani, not long ago, well, I think he had like 3 channels knocked down, right? But not long ago, 2 of his channels got knocked the fuck down, you know what I'm saying? Because, he going back and forth with some chick named Gwinnetta Greer, Those of you watching this video, you know who she is, I'm not even gonna go into flaming her. But the point is, they were going tit for tat, you know what I'm saying? And basically, the bitch couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? The bitch couldn't handle it. She was calling him a bitch ass nigga, and her and her buddy Israel Doctrine, they couldn't take the allegations with truth to them. They couldn't take the allegations that were being levied against them. So they made up some malicious lies saying that Khalil was touching his grandson and shit like that. Not just pure evil shit, right? While meanwhile, the things that Gwinnetta and Israel Doctrine were alleged to have done, some of it they said out of their own mouth, and not only that, there's facts, there's physical evidence to corroborate this shit. But anyway, they were going tit for tat, and basically, Gwinnetta, she couldn't handle it. So you know what she did? She flat the man down, got him for bullying and harassment. Because you did some foul ass shit. You did some foul ass shit, basically, trying to make this man out to be a pedo, you know what I'm saying? And basically, he just pointing out facts. That was bullshit. He's pointing out facts of, you abusing your son and you not having your son and so on and so forth. So you lie to YouTube and say that a motherfucker was bullying and harassing you. Well, she did this twice, knocked down 2 of the man's channels, right? If I remember correctly. At one point, Khalil Amani, he had like 14,000 subs, if I remember correctly. He was going back and forth with an individual named Michael Edwards, right? They were going back and forth. Khalil Amani, he got the best of Michael Edwards, and Michael Edwards, he cried to YouTube. This is a pro-black nigga. He cried to YouTube. Got the nigga's channel knocked the fuck down. A smoke break. Motherfucker, I can't find it. Damn. Good shit. But anyway, so I bring that up. I bring up Khalil Amani's beef with, ongoing beef with Israel Doctrine and Gwinnetta to basically point out that, see, I'm keep it real. I'm a shit talker too. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna say some shit that's controversial. I'm gonna get in your ass. I'm gonna flame the fuck out of you till there's nothing left. Scorpio shit. You know what I'm saying? If you can't see the pendant, my nigga, but a motherfucker like me, I'm too real, you know what I'm saying? in the line of work I do, I have to be professional. You know what I'm saying? And my point of saying that is, you know, the internet, you should be able to basically say whatever the fuck you want to say. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how YouTube is run. The AI could just knock you the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? And just because a person don't like what you're saying. So basically, that's what happened to Khalil, Amani, and that's basically what happened to Monty Woodgrain. Now, Monty Woodgrain's case, you know, he had said some things, basically fact. He said some things about Lennon honor, you know, basically calling the man a stalker and point out the fact that he pimped his kids. He had pimped his audience to pay for his move, and then he pimped them another time. Out of $9,000, if I remember correctly. You know, it's on his new channel. I'm gonna drop a link too. You know what I'm saying? He dropped that, and you know, Linda Honor. I think he responded only once to Monty, but not recently. That was back in the day. But instead of responding this time, all he did was basically just knock the man's channel down. Him and some of his people, like. It's some foul shit, man. Motherfuckers, I'm a shit talker. You know, I'm a nigga from Florida. I'm a nigga from Tampa. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk some shit, man. I'm gonna keep it real. You know, I don't. At the end of the day, beefing is fun. But beef content and beef content, you basically it's only a matter of time, more or less, before you get taken down. And you know, in Monty's case, see the beef with Khalil, Amani and Israel Doctrine and Gwinnetta, that's still ongoing, right? But with Monty and the whole Lennon Honor beef, Monty had basically, he wasn't really even going, if you ask me, he wasn't even going that hard on Lennon Honor, because back in the day, man, you know, Monty used to flame the fuck out of that nigga. He used to do parodies on the motherfucker, man, just flaming him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he ever got flagged for that. But now, you know, it's a shame. In a nutshell, I'm just going to sum it up like this, man. What's the point of doing all this hard work, bro? It's already bad enough you got to deal with the censorship from YouTube and, you know, the shadow banning. What's the point of putting all that effort in if you could get a group of dick riders, a group of motherfuckers who don't fuck with you, man? You know, like I'm gonna say this, as far as Lennon Honor goes, like, I think there's a high chance that he probably, and I flagged him too, just to help, because it fucked up that they, you know, took to his channel, man. But I don't think Lennon Honor's channel is going to be taken down, because one, for sure, I'm sure he's monetized for one, and he gets all these views basically off of Umar Johnson's back, right? See, what YouTube really cares about is the money, right? Makes the motherfucking world go round. I mean, think about it. Hassan Campbell, he's done said some foul ass shit. How come his channel never got took? You know, he would say every now and then his shit got demonetized, and, you know what I'm saying? But somehow, nigga survived to make it at 400. I think he said 400,000, something like that, in that ballpark. See what I'm saying? Kwame Brown. Oh, that's another fucking instance of a beef where, you know, a motherfucker can't take it, so they get to flag you the fuck down. Tommy Sotomayor and Kwame Brown. Tommy Sotomayor, if you want to be real, he was busting Kwame Brown's ass over the fucking head, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, Tommy Sotomayor, kind of like Monty, they got a bunch of haters and dick riders, you know what I'm saying? They all get together, flag you the fuck down, and now, for at least in Tommy's case, you can't return back to fucking YouTube, bro. You see what I'm talking about? Like, you know, it's all a lie. Motherfuckers say freedom of speech, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, bullying, harassment, what the fuck is that? We grown-ass men here, grown-ass men and women. You know, I ain't being funny, ain't no man can bully me. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck do you mean bullying and harassment? This shit don't make no sense, man. You know. But I'm kind of rambling right now. You know, I took a hit of that, the hit of that bong, man. So, you know, a nigga feeling nice. So don't mind me, but that's the reason I don't take this shit seriously, man, because I'm not gonna be putting in a whole bunch of work only to be taken the fuck down, bro. It really doesn't make any sense. And that reminds me of one thing that Monty always said. He said that you shouldn't make YouTube your bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't solely depend on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? In real life, you shouldn't really depend on any one thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Put your eggs in one fucking basket, man, because one day you never know, your fucking time might come. That's some real shit. Your time might come. Think about some real successful YouTubers, man, and especially if you black. Like, I'll give you Tasha K. I'm pretty sure that bitch ain't quit her job. That bitch ain't quit her job, you know what I'm saying? And now, I mean, I don't know if she still gets AdSense or whatever, but I could have sworn I heard something about her getting demonetized. But look, take a look at Doggy Diamonds, right? Demonetized, man. And then you take a look at Kevin Samuels. Obviously, Kevin Samuels is probably the most successful black YouTuber we've had, right? I mean, it could have been Tommy had he not gotten multiple channels knocked down, you know what I'm saying, in the very beginning. But for mainstream purposes, let's say Kevin Samuels. I believe that had Kevin Samuels not died, he would have gotten demonetized, bro. You would have gotten demonetized because you're saying the same shit. You saying the same shit about women that Tommy's saying, but you're saying it in a nicer way, right? Kevin Samuels, as you can see during his funeral, he had a lot of fucking haters, right? Motherfuckers wishing, celebrating his death and so on and so forth. I didn't fuck with Kevin Samuels myself. Some shit that he said was correct, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. I didn't fuck with him, basically, at the end of the day. But I believe he would have got demonetized eventually, bro, because it seems like if you have a huge group of haters, it doesn't matter how many people really like you. I mean, Kevin Samuels was making money too, so he could have gone either way. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Samuels, he could have gone either fucking way. He could have remained, but I feel that at some point he would have got demonetized, and somebody would have complained to YouTube enough to say the motherfucker was misogynistic, and that would have been it for his YouTube check too. The man literally went from ashy to classy, like Biggie Smalls said. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm gonna sit here and enjoy the rest of my night. Revenant, I'm out. Peace.